You can transform content by rotating, moving, scaling, and more. So let's take a look at some of the ways you can apply transformation to artwork in this project to complete it. You can open the file on the practice file if you like to follow along. First, you will start resizing some content. So select the selection tool in the tool panel on the left. Then click the select the circle here. To zoom into the artwork, choose View, zoom in, and do that a few times so that it's a little bit closer. Now with this shape selected, notice the box around it with these handles. This is called a bounding box. You can transform artwork in different ways by dragging these handles. If you don't see the bounding box, choose View, Show Bounding Box, and if you see Hide Bounding Box, you're all set. Drag the handle on the corner of the box, and as you drag, look for these crosshair in the center, and they tell you it's a circle. Now make sure your circle is about this big, and then release the mouse back button, and then drag it on the center, onto the center of the flower shape to the right. And now that's one way to transform shape visually, by dragging. And next, you transform a shape by entering the specific value in the property panel. In the property panel, which you see here on the right, you can change the shape's width, height, rotation, and a lot more. Specified values can ensure dimension, also let you see the shape's dimensions. Any transformation already applied to that shape. So with the circle still available, click the option to constrain the width and the height, meaning if you change one value, the other changes proportionally. Then select the width value and dragging across. Type 0.2. Then click the height field, and you will notice that the dimension maintaining the same proportions. Now you will rotate a shape. So click this yellow flower shape to select it. This shape needs to be rotated. So it looks good when you add it to the other flower. Now you see on the right. To rotate it, move the pointer just off of any corner, and then you shall see these rotate arrows. When you see them, click and drag to rotate it. As you rotate, you'll see a great measurement label with a rotation angle. Now keep dragging, and as you drag, press the Shift key to constrain the rotation of 45 degrees. When it looks like this, release the mouse button first, and then release the key. Drag this flower onto the flower shape on the right. Roughly in the center. Now it appears behind the other shapes because it was created before the other flower shape that are above it. All objects in Illustrator are stacked one on top of the other. The yellow flower shape would look better if it is a little bit larger. So you will resize this artwork from the center because it's already in the correct position. Start dragging one of the corners of the bounding box as you press Shift and Option on Mac or Shift and Alt on Windows and drag to make it bigger. Release the mouse button and then the keys when it's about this size. The Option or Alt key resizes the artwork from the center. And the Shift key constrains the proportions, so you don't restore it as you're resizing. To see everything again, choose View, Fit Artboard window. Now you move all these flower shapes into position. Drag across the flower shape to select them, and then drag the entire flower into position here. Now this dome shape you see up here actually need to be rotated as well. Using the rotate tool in the tool panel, you set a point to rotate around this point down here. This way you don't have to move it when you are done rotating. So first, click to select this orange dome shape. Then select the Rotate tool in the tool panel on the left. If you move the pointer over here, you'll notice the crosshair in the center of the shape. This is called the reference point. It tells you that if you rotate the shape, it will rotate around the center. To move this point, click and release in the corner. Set the reference point and where it will rotate around now. Then move your pointer away and press and drag anywhere out here to rotate this shape. As you drag, press the Shift key to constrain the movement. When it's in place, release the mouse button and then the key, so that you can see all the final artwork here. You deselected everything and choose Select, Deselect. There are really a lot of options to transforming artwork, and it's something you do often. It's a great way to create distinctive artwork. So experiment with the different ways to transform you have learned here.